So, good afternoon, social media. Alex Blakeborough here, Managing Director of AB Finance. So, I hope everyone's enjoying the sunshine, having a nice afternoon. I've been hinting that I'm going to be putting out some content, and I figured it's about time that I did that. So, thought I'd start off with a really basic one, such as the items that you may need to pull together prior to a bridging loan, which may make your application more smooth. I think first of all, the way that we package everything together is going to be really quite important. You know, inevitably, if things come across sort of mismatched and you know they don't come through altogether to lenders, then the application obviously won't get processed as you know as fluently, because you know, underwriters and BDMs, whoever's dealing with your indeed solicitors as well, indeed whoever's dealing with your application, the way that it's pulled together makes really quite a big difference. So let's make everything as neat and together as possible in a nice pack, and that's if we can do that, then obviously as well that's going to paint a very good impression of us to lenders, which again is very important when you're dealing with, at the end of the day, the underwriters dealing with your application are also going to be the guys that you need to make sure are happy with everything. So let's paint a good picture of us for ourselves from day one. Communicate well as well is very important as well. So first of all, obviously you will have a full application form for the lender. So I'll try and keep this as short as possible. So on the application, the application will generally be filled in by us, the broker, on your behalf. So we'll pull that together for you after doing a fact find and once we've decided on the correct lender. So second of all, we'll need an assets and liability statement from you. So all your outgoings, so your mortgages, any liabilities, outgoings, so liabilities such as mortgages against your assets, so the properties you own, for example, that would be another thing. Any loans, overdrafts, anything like that would go in your liabilities, as opposed to assets, which might be stocks and shares, cash deposits in banks, that kind of thing. So assets and liabilities statement as well. A portfolio schedule, a schedule of all the properties you own would be very handy as well. So the lenders can get an idea of your experience and what assets you've got in the background. So bank statements you will require as well. So that's going to be 3 months personal and company bank statements. Just you know, one of those things that you pull together for any mortgage application. Another thing that you'll need is a schedule of works. So that's going to be on a bridge. You're going to need a schedule of works, sort of spelling out what exactly you're going to be doing to the property whilst you are on the bridging loan. So that's another important thing. You're going to have one thing which is really important, people don't seem to always abide by, is to get a really good solicitor, especially if we're working to an auction purchase or something like that. We need to have a really good solicitor who is used to doing bridging purchases or rebridges, just used to bridging generally. Is key to, really is important. So another thing, details of your experience. So always keep a portfolio, if you like, or a running up-to-date CV, something like that we can present to lenders of previous projects you've done. The more experience that we can show, and the more the less risky we can make you look as a potential client for the lender, someone for them to lend to. The easier it is to get your application through as well. So it's all about risk, showing that you really, sorry, getting very warm here. Sat in my office, it's really quite hot. So yeah, it's really important to try and show you to be as professional as possible, and to look as risk averse as possible to the lender. So details of all your experience, if you can have before and during and after photos of any previous, including personal reservations to your residential property, that's going to be handy as well. So anything like that is going to be really handy. So that's another thing. If you don't have any experience, we're going to need to piggyback off an experienced contractor, basically. So bear that in mind. We're going to need to use, if you haven't done 2 or 3 projects and got them over the line,